Hello, and welcome to your Quickie. Today, we're going on a road trip, or rather, we're taking a break and stretching from a long drive. So, one of the hallmarks of roadside yoga is that you're going to need to be adaptable and be comfortable with that. The environment probably is not going to be somewhere where you can lay a yoga mat down. It might even be somewhere where you don't really want to touch anything, so you may keep your shoes on, and we can still fully get the benefits that we need in that environment, in any environment. We're yogis, we can do this, right? So one part of it is the opening meditation. We're probably not going to be sitting in a truck stop on the pavement doing a meditation. What you can do is make just a little ritual out of lighting the incense and then claiming your space. It's really the exact same thing as we do when we sit there and we go through the steps of coming into the present moment, letting go of anything that's happening later, that whole thing. It's the same thing. We're pulling our attention back from wherever we've been all day into this present moment. We're kind of closing out to, maybe it's road noise, maybe it's, who knows what's going on. Maybe there's kids crying, people everywhere, I don't know. So if you just take a second, light your incense, and really start to let yourself get into it. So watch as it lights, watch as it starts to burn. And then just start to claim your space, right? So just starting to claim your space and make it your own. I know for some folks this is going to be entirely too woo-woo, and I get it. But, I've found, for me, this can do the trick of pulling my mind off of the road and into the moment. All right. So since we don't have a mat, we're not going to be sitting down, right? So we're going to do some sun stretches. So here we go. We're going to inhale those arms, out and up, forward fold. Nice and slow. Good. We're going to stay in this forward fold for a moment. Good. Put a nice bend in those knees. We're going to come up all the way. We're going to go over to the right. Inhale back center. Exhaling left. Inhale back center. We're going to do another forward fold. This time we'll throw that halfway lift in there as well. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise, inhale. Over to the right. Back center. Over to the left. Back center. And float those arms down. So using whatever you have available, usually there's going to be some kind of a picnic table or a bench or a tree stump or whatever it may be. But we're just going to use something to step up on so that we don't have to go down, right? So we'll start with the right leg, and we're just going to step into the bench or stump. And we're just going to first, with the heel down, we're stretching through the calf. Already there's a big stretch in the hip flexors, and that's going to be the main problem with road trips and sitting in a car for a long time, is that the hip flexors get really, really tight. All right, we're going to come up on the toes, bring the hands inside the leg, and we're going to let the hips drop. So really stretching into that left hip flexor now. If you want to, you can take that right knee, wing it out. Good, come back up. We're going to shift back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Wonderful. All right, we're gonna turn, extend that leg back, coming up. All right, now if you want to, you can put a bend in the knee, reach back for the foot. Stabilized dancer pose. So really it's all about the hip flexors and getting those back bends in that are gonna counter that stiffness and immobility that comes from sitting. Good, letting that go. We're gonna come up to standing and switch to the other side. So we're gonna step that left foot on, keeping the heel down at first, shifting forward, nice stretch through that right calf, starting to get into the right hip flexor. I love road trips. The last real road trip that I was on, I went from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, all the way through to Vancouver, Washington, and back. It was insane. That was the most driving I have ever done. So much fun though. And these little yoga stops, so important. I would have died otherwise. All right, we're gonna shift up onto the toes. Let those hips sink. We're gonna come inside. Letting that left knee wing out if you want to. Good. All right, Ardha Hanumanasana. Okay, we're gonna do that twist-a-rooney. So coming onto the foot, we're gonna turn. Here we go. Run that leg back. Nice lunge. Now think about integrating the back bend here as if this was dancer. Option, put a bend in the knee, reach for the foot. Now all of these poses, they're not necessarily gonna look pretty, so go by feel. Adjust the poses by how they feel. Good. All right, we're gonna let go. Come up to standing. Let those arms down. So far, so good. All right, so we're gonna come down to a yogi squat. Oh, into the hips. That feels good. So take a second, allow yourself to settle in. Good. Alrighty, so we're gonna add some twist here. We're gonna block that right leg with the right arm. We're gonna inhale that left arm just straight up. Doesn't seem like that would give you much twist, but it really does. Also, it's gonna give you that length in the spine, which we start to use or lose when we sit for a long time. Switching sides, so blocking left, reaching up right. Good. Coming back center, we're gonna stand straight up. We're gonna come down. Stand straight up and come down. Straight up and come down. Good. One more, straight up. All right. We're going to step the right leg in front, the left leg in the back. We're gonna come forward for a pyramid pose. So lifting the tailbone behind, coming forward. we're not going to spend a long time on any of these stretches. Usually that's the nature of a road stop, right? You have maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. More than that, and your party that you're with is going to start to get grouchy. Step back, step forward. Or maybe it's your dog that'll get grouchy if you're traveling with just your pet, which is more my style. Wonderful. All right. Step it back. We're going to do some cat-cows. It's a little bit awkward. It's not, quite the same experience as being on the mat, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to come into a half squat or, a half chair pose like so. Plant the arms. We're going to imagine a cow pose here. So we're flexing the spine, letting the heart pull through, and then cat pose. Really get up into those shoulders. They need it, most likely. Let those shoulder blades really spread to the outside of the rib cage, stretching those rhomboids. Good. Cow pose. Cat pose, your own pace. Wonderful. And coming up. So the next and final move in our sequence is going to be a standing cow pose. So bringing the fingers up the back. We're going to let the hips come forward, open the heart to the sky. Glutes, core to come back up. We're going to do one more. Fingers up the back. Hips come forward. Glutes and core to come up, and you're done. So also probably you're not going to do the whole closing ceremony to your yoga practice if you're sitting in a public space, particularly one maybe also the nature of traveling is that you're in places that are much different than home, and maybe where you are, maybe it feels unsafe to do that, and that's totally okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another moment with our incense. You don't need the incense. You could just do this with your intention, where you're just, again, bringing yourself fully into this space. Just grounding, reconnecting with the present moment. And then taking a moment for gratitude. If you're finding yourself on a road trip, you've got a lot to be grateful for. A lot of things are going right to make that possible, right? So take just a moment. Maybe the eyes can close, maybe not. And just focus on a few things that you're grateful for. All right. Now hurry up, get back to the car, because you are in charge of the playlist. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you next time. Bye.